Ready?
Yeah, we're done. We don't even have it. It's done, right.
All right, let's do this. There it is. All right, right. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Woo!
All right.
Hey everyone.
What's happening? Happy New Year, everybody. And so we're almost like too late to say that, right? When does the
I know
New
it's
Year
been so long.
expire? Right?
Yeah. Well, welcome back.
Yeah.
We're ready to go. We had some like 3 weeks off. We were sick. We've been sick,
Still.
so I'm probably going to be like blowing my nose and coughing and stuff while we
Yeah.
while we're on.
Yeah.
But that's dedication for you.
Yeah. I have a man cold, so
Yeah, Dana has a man cold,
Yeah.
so it's been extra painful for me.
What
But
do you mean?
I digress. So we just wanted to come on tonight real quick because it's been so long. There's so much going on, and we wanted to just make sure everybody's up to date on what's going on. And we have Dina backstage. She's coming up in a second. We wanted to get the team back together to start fresh, new year. What else was I just going to say about Dina? Oh, Dina's been boots on the ground for Resistant to Silence. She's been out there in the freezing cold, going live for us, and it's been great. We've got a lot of everybody loves Dina. We have so many awesome comments for our Dina. So we appreciate everything she does for us.
Thanks, Dina.
She's amazing. So let's bring her on. Want to bring her on?
Yes.
Okay. Hi.
Well, hello. Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Hey, Happy New Year. What's happening?
Well, let me just say that, when we did the Halloween party, I had you guys down my shirt.
Yes.
So this time I figured I'd bring you guys into my bedroom.
Ooh. Up close and
So-
personal.
I feel
Up
honored.
close and personal in
Yeah.
Dina's bedroom.
See?
But I
No,
want to
I'm
say Happy New Year to everybody that is in the stream. We are all fighters out there, and we've been through hell and back this last year, and everybody deserves a pat on the back. We're still here. We're still strong.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
Even stronger than before.
Oh,
And bigger.
absolutely.
And bigger.
Absolutely.
So,
And
yeah.
and Karen and Turtle Boy, they need this. And now there's even more on the list. Whitey needs us. Peter Murphy needs us.
Mhm.
Sandra Birchmore needs us. It's just the list is crazy.
Rich.
Rich needs us.
Rich
Yeah.
needs us. Oh my God. Yeah, thank God some of his stuff was, all thrown out and everything. But I mean, it's just it's insane. You can't make this shit up.
Yeah.
It's really
worse.
totally
It's
is.
worse than General Hospital and stuff. It's like a soap opera,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the people, let us not forget. Everybody each day should say a prayer for the people that live in Canton, and we all get to go home to our houses, and sometimes this movement comes to our house, like, what I mean? But the people in Canton live it and breathe it every single day.
Yeah.
And they really need our support, because the public really doesn't know the hell that they go through.
No, they don't. They don't know. As much as we can describe it, it's indescribable to them. Imagine having, being afraid in your own home or just driving down the street.
Yeah.
Right.
Just going to your
Having
It's
people
crazy.
jogging by your house on the weekend.
spitting on your
in the yard.
Flipping you off. Really?
Oh my God. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
And
It's-
Dennis and Brenda have this beautiful yard.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even summertime. Like, I haven't been to their house in the summer when they plant everything. I've just been there now, since the fall. I've stopped over and stuff, and sat with them, and we didn't have a meal of food, but we sat and had beautiful bonding conversation. And they got so much decorations out there. You just feel the warmth of their home. And to imagine that someone's violating them in that way, it's horrendous, because Dennis and Brenda are just beautiful, beautiful human beings. You know,
Yeah.
I've always taken to them from the very beginning. 'Cause we have a lot. I'm not saying anything about anyone else. You know what I mean? Like, we all have bonds with everyone. They're special in my heart. They just really are. They're just really good people.
They really are. They're
Yeah.
just the sweetest. You just feel so comfortable with them from day one. They're just so warm.
Exactly. Yeah.
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 And I'm telling you, and Dennis looks good in the Speedo, so that goes a long way with me.
Oh my God. And have you talked to Dylan? How's Dylan doing?
Dylan has also had he'd been sick. His whole family got sick over Christmas. So he's actually, I was gonna mention, he's hoping to at least pop in on Friday to do a quick stream on his channel, The Alternate Corner. So let's hope that he's back up to snuff. It's tough recovering from a lot of the sicknesses going around.
Yeah.
There's so much shit happening. Everybody's families and gatherings and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Kids in school and germs everywhere. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's just chaos.
Yeah.
And he's got to get better for May when he comes over here, because we're going to run him ragged.
Yeah, we are.
We got to bring him to the Freedom Trail. We got to take him on the duck boats,
Yeah.
there's so much that we got to do with him. So Dylan, if you're watching, you gotta step it up. We're gonna have to send you some multivitamins and get your acid care.
Yeah.
I want to take a minute though, because in our movement, we've talked about the children in the movement that we have here, and what a lesson these children are getting, and we're teaching them more down there than some of the school programs are.
Yeah.
And about their First Amendment rights, about being innocent until proven guilty, and corruption. Like, they're learning all this. And there's one special kid that really stands out all the time, and that's Vinny.
Vinny.
Vinny, my boy.
Vinny can out talk anyone about this
Yeah.
case.
He knows every
knows
detail.
this case. Every which way, Vinny knows this case. And Vinny comes down and has pizza with us on Dive Bar Monday sometimes, because it's not
Yeah,
just
he
a
does.
bar, you can actually eat there. So,
Yeah, it's
they
a
can get in.
restaurant.
It's a restaurant. So Vinny is unbelievable, and he's got such a great personality, and he's a handsome little guy when he dresses up in his suits and
Oh, he's
everything.
so cute.
And every holiday and everything, he's just, this movement cherishes the children that are in this movement, and Vinny's one of them. So I want to say a huge shout out to Vinny. This whole movement loves you, Vinny. And we will always be behind your back, no matter what, as you grow up in life. You're going to grow up to be a fine, fine gentleman. And his mom, and kudos to his mom, because she's raising a wonderful child. She really is. Yeah.
Another thing about that, Dina, too, it's, the kids are learning about, the case and the First Amendment and all that stuff, but they're also learning about relationships, friendships, humanity. They're learning about, life. It's more than just a case. It's a life altering thing for these kids if they take it the right way. And Vinny's one of those kids that definitely does.
Oh, definitely.
He's very receptive.
Yeah. And in the video, it was so cool, because in the video that you did of the kids that time, and they said, who was the award winning, and you didn't even finish this whole sentence.
Yeah.
He's like, Canton County, and he said his name right. Like, that just goes to show you, what they're learning. It's amazing. It's amazing. The horrible thing that has happened in this movement is, Officer John O'Keefe being killed. And Sandra Birchmore being killed and murdered, and her baby. But as awful as the things what started this movement, the movement has brought out some of the better qualities in humanity in this movement, and people should recognize that, because it's shown the people you can speak up. We are the people. Our Constitution was defined for us, for our rights and stuff, and I think the world got lackadaisy on it, and we've shown the world that it's okay to speak up. We take shit for it, don't get me wrong. All of us have gone through hell, because of we've spoken out, and God only knows where it's going to turn to with that. But, it's our right to do that. So whether you agree with what we stand for or you don't, it's our right to be able to do that,
Yeah, no, absolutely. And and that's why we're here, still trying to continue on what
Right.
others died for years and years and years ago.
Right.
Just keep
Right.
pushing forward.
Yeah.
It's important. And that's the thing. It gets lost. People get complacent. They're just like, life, this is life. This is what it is. Like, it doesn't
I'm
have
too
to be this way.
busy, I can't take the time. I'm too busy. I just can't do that or whatever. And, kudos to every single supporter out there that has stood out, has donated money, has, did whatever they can do. A lot of us can't be there all the time. We have jobs and stuff, but no matter what little bit you do, that little bit matters.
Well, and that's why we appreciate you as well. I mean, the fact that, Tracy and I have been so freaking handcuffed to our desks and all this shit all the time through the trial and beyond. And you've been there, stepping in and, just doing
Represent.
We appreciate it. We really do.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
you're giving us a platform in order to do that, and it's
Yeah.
and we got to do the best that we can, to do that. Like when this trial starts up in April, if you guys remember, there was mornings I was out there at 3:30 in the morning
Yeah.
I do
when
remember.
the media was really bad just to save parking spaces because oh my God, Erica Walsh. How can I, this leads into Erica Walsh. Let me start off with, there was hundreds of people down there during the 10-week trial.
Yep.
Erica Walsh and the girls pulled together feeding. Remind you, the donations were taken in and fed and organized down there. So in order for her to do that, my little part to help Erica is I would go and save parking spots.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because the media just overran us down there. And so what I could do is I could show up at 3:00 in the morning, put lawn chairs out like we were in South Boston,
Yep.
and and save spots so that Erica could pull her truck up and Chrissy could pull her car in and Tom could pull his car in. And, there was little things like that we all pitched in with the movement. But when the trial starts up in April, I'm working a job now where I have to be at work at 4:00, 4:45 in the morning. I don't get out till 1:00. I'm going to be part of the afternoon crew this time when it goes round, and I'm feeling guilt about it. Like, we've talked and discussed about the guilt of not being able to do stuff because during that, if you had to miss a day or something, the Catholic guilt set in, like, oh my God, I'm a piece of shit. I can't show up.
Yeah. The guilt is awful.
Oh my God. And now I'm like, who's going to be down there in the morning? Like, I can remember Karen's brother, Nathan, going to me, oh, what time did you arrive this morning?
Yeah.
And
Well, it's like last year during the pre-trial, it was easy to get to because it was every other week or once a month, even.
Not every day.
Every day was. I mean, you guys were out there religiously. It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Well, at the time I could, we all did what we could, both by our circumstances of our lives,
Right.
At the time I had a back injury. A lot of people don't know this. I have a couple herniated discs in my back, and I was out of work because I was getting treatment and shots in my back. So I would go down in the morning, and then when I had to leave by the afternoon, I was either going, to hustle money because I was out of work trying to do stuff. But not only that, is I was in treatment and I was getting cortisone and steroid shots in my back, So at that time I was out of work, so I was able to go down there to do that while I was in treatment. But now I'm back up to work now that my back is better. But now that changes my circumstances of being down there. And there was people just like me down there doing that,
Mhm.
But this is gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt my heart a little bit, to be honest with you.
I know.
And I know they understand, but
of course.
we talked about someone brought up about bonding trauma or something like that. Um, like when people gather like that to do things and there's a form bonded, but you feel guilt when you can't be there, and all that. And, I think we all suffered a little bit about that. I mean, we spent 10 weeks.
Yeah,
We spent more time together out at the Karen Reed trial, bonding out there than we spent 10 weeks with our own families.
exactly. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how we became a family.
Yeah.
Spending all that time together.
Yeah. Good, bad, and ugly.
Good, bad, and ugly. That's what a family is.
Yep.
Exactly. The different part of it is when the world's watching and you make a mistake when you do this, you have hundreds of trolls come in
Yeah.
and manipulate and exaggerate too things that can go on. And we're all victims of that. Every
Yeah.
single one of us. It's stressful. I can't even imagine. I mean, Karen Reed is unbelievable. She is such a strong woman. She really
Yeah.
is. Because she's the one that's facing all this and getting railroaded. I mean, and we talk about our stress being down there. Her stress is through the roof. It's got to be, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And she does it with such grace, but
Yeah.
it's stressful down there,
Yeah. Yeah. The amount of patience she has is just
Oh,
mind-boggling. Like to see her just sitting there, the other day, like that was a long ass day. And she just sat there all patient and listened. And I couldn't imagine sitting there all day long and, just again.
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 Having people eyeball you. Like when I was on live, when we were just out, it was freezing cold. It was so cold the other day. It was so cold yesterday. And it gets to your bones. It's trying. And then when they didn't let us into court, I ran over. I was so mad because they let three blue supporters in. Now they only supposed to let the family in. And then they always make us wait outside. It doesn't matter. Even Lorena in the wheelchair, they don't even give a shit. They don't give a shit about any of us out there. We could rot in hell. They don't give a shit. And it was so cold and everybody's lined up. And they could have came out and told us, we're not going to let any of you guys in a lot earlier than what they did. But instead, Hardman went over and he had talked to them. And Hardman comes out and says, you guys, 5 more minutes, because we're all out there like, oh my God, it's enough. Let us in. At least let us in the hallway,
Yeah.
Let us go through the scanner, the metal detectors, get us ready. And, if some of us can't get in, we can't get in. We all know the rules of it. And Hardman comes out and we're like, me and Chrissy were right up at the front of the line and Hardman came out and we're like, what's going on? Are they going to let us in? The trial's starting, we were pissed. And Hardman's like 5 more minutes, so he goes out back to his car. Well, then they came out, the one bailiff who he hates us. Not Kevin, the other bailiff, I forget his name. Timmer or somebody. Esty must know what the other bailiff's name is. And he comes out and he goes, no one else, there's no room, no one else can come in. And it was in the smaller court. But they could have let maybe 2 people in, whatever.
Right.
But they could have told us an hour before that.
Yeah.
They knew.
They knew.
Well, holy hell broke out. I've never heard Esty screaming, but she was pissed as much as I was pissed. I went over. I was so mad. I knew I was going to lose my shit. So I went over to Hardman. He was in his car, and I'm like, what the hell? You told us 5 more minutes. And I'm like, this is going to cause a goddamn riot. So Hardman gets out of the car, and he goes over, and other people went over to Turtle Boys. They started going over to Turtle Boys hearing, which that filled up so you couldn't get in neither. So then some of us went down to the Registry of Deeds. And we were trying to listen there, but it like echoes in there. You couldn't even get in, you couldn't hear. So I'm like, I'm going to go run all my errands. I'll come back later today when it ends. But it was just, it's like they do this shit on purpose. Why do you let people that aren't family on the blue side that we've seen standing out there before. They let them in, and they always do. They always have from the very beginning. It's like, you're in pink. Oh, you can sit out here and rot. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Yeah.
it's frustrating. I think we're all, when you're standing out in the cold for a few hours, your patience goes real quick.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. And it was done on purpose. Bev did that totally on purpose. And I swear to God, they're going to do it again. Because when they were doing Dr. Russell's testimony the first time, we were in the big court.
Yeah.
And they were assholes to us that day. There was a guy in the blue shirts that phone kept on going off. And they were sort of like, they didn't really yell at them, but you make 1 inch of noise on our side and they're like right in your face. The asshole bailiff that hates us, he came over to me and blamed me for talking, and I wasn't even talking. I grabbed my stuff and got out and walked out. I'm just like, I've had enough of them.
Yeah.
But
What's his name? Benny?
I forget. Esty knows what his name is. Esty's in the chat. Esty, what's the like gray blondish hair guy? Not
Dennis,
Kevin. It's
Dennis
the other
Tim. She said Tim. Didn't
Tim.
she say?
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
him?
a jerk. He's a jerk. He's a jerk. He must, I don't know. He must, I don't even know. He's a jerk though.
Yeah, that guy's nuts.
But Dr. Russell, it was important for us to watch Dr. Russell's testimony, and that woman is a powerhouse. She really socked it back to Brennan.
She was like, "Are you a doctor?"
Yeah.
You freaking kick ass.
Yeah. Sorry, I disagree.
Yeah. And he just put her through. It goes to show what a jerk Bev is. Like, he put Dr. Russell through a ringer. He tried to discredit her. Now, here's a woman that has more knowledge about stuff than anyone I've ever heard of. Like, to look at her resume is just mind blowing. And for her age, not that she's old, but for her age to grow up and have that much of education for a woman, and especially where she was a police officer first, where back in the day you didn't see many female police officers. They were put through the ringer. And for her to stand her ground and be that, what a powerhouse she is. And for him to treat her just like a dummy, like it was so rude. It made you want to throat punch Hank Brennan. Like, that's how you felt.
The fact that it's allowed.
Yeah.
That's
exactly.
That pisses me off even more. It's like, fuck you, Bev. You're gonna freaking let people brutalize these people on the stands like that.
Why are you even here?
Yeah. Especially with a woman with that much education and that.
Exactly.
I mean, really? I mean, anybody in general. There's no way they should be bullying people up there. Isn't there a thing called like badgering a witness or something like that or whatever? Like, cut the shit.
When a judge sits there and says, like in Turtle Boy's case, Turtle Boy talked about it on his live stream, like when the judge in his case was going to render the verdict for the restraining order, or the HPO, whatever you want to call it. And he said, like he talks about decorum in the courtroom, like no outbursts and everything else. So the court always uses this decorum. Like, Hank Brennan broke every kind of decorum there was by treating Dr. Russell the way he did.
Right.
I just thought it was so disgusting.
It was disgusting.
Yeah.
Very unclassy.
Yeah. He just reminds me of the kid that you went to elementary school with that like killed frogs and maimed animals, like, and then grew up to have a little bit of power, and now he's the guy that stands over and like puts you in a well and says, put some lotion on. Like, he's
down because he lives in his parents' basement still.
Yeah. He probably visits Plevin in his attic.
They own a house together.
Yeah, like someone just wrote, Cheryl Breen just wrote, very unprofessional and embarrassing. It was like, if this where the Commonwealth is going, they're gonna, when they get that jury in there of everyday blue collar people, that's gonna piss people off. It's really gonna piss people off.
Yeah,
uncalled for. And Karen has a right, like they were saying. Elise was up. Oh my God, Elise when you first listen to him, like he's stating things, but like I'm not a very educated woman, and sometimes it goes right over my head what he's talking about because they use all those big words. I don't know if
Yep.
anyone else feels that way. I do. I'm not.
Yep.
I'm not one of those big word kind of talking people, and he uses all those things, and it sort of loses because I don't even know some of the words that he's even. I don't even know what they mean. But
Yep.
then at the end, when he did his closing. I was like, it was like he turned to someone and said, "Here, hold my beer. I got this."
Yeah,
oh,
right.
exactly.
Like
Yeah.
Yep.
he blew it out of the water, and he just put Hank and Bev in her place, and he quoted Bev. He quoted Bev from the first trial of Hold on, my mouth's getting dry. I'm talking so much. He quoted Bev at one point of something she said in the first trial about Dr. Russell, like her qualifications, which Bev
Yeah.
approved them. So, I mean, I was blown away at how much was allowed at that point of what Hank Brennan was doing.
Yep.
You know,
I'll say though, I agree with you though. Alessi it was legit. The way he does speak, so sometimes like he's on to like fifth, 5, 6 words down, and I'm
Yeah.
still like, doing the same thing. Like, wait a minute, what did he just say?
yeah,
And now he's still
exactly.
on. Shit, now I'm behind. I don't know what the hell's happening.
Yeah.
But he really, truly, he knows his shit. The guy is very, very good.
Yeah. It reminded me of like when you're education smart, you understood him. But if you're street smart,
Yeah.
he sort of lost you a little bit. I mean, I
Yeah.
could defend him on the street, but I couldn't defend him in a classroom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm no
exactly.
dummy, but I mean, some of it does go over your head. You know what I mean? But that's
Yeah.
okay. He totally took it over at the end, and oh yeah, Cheryl's writing supposedly pro bono. He is pro bono.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
and that goes to show you how much people believe in Karen. She's got an army of law students behind her too.
Yep.
And now that we know why the seats were taken up, it was because of those law students too. They
Yep.
took some seats up, but
Yeah.
they have to be there. So as much as we were hurt at the time, because we want Bev to know that Karen has us backing her up. No matter what, we're not going
Yep.
anywhere. And I'm sure Bev Canoni heard some of the people like Kurt was yelling out, bullshit.
Oh yeah, I heard that. Yeah,
And
yeah.
and I'm sure that was heard in that courtroom because
Yep.
you can hear the sirens going. It isn't a day at Dedham Court without a siren going by.
Yeah.
I think court hadn't even started it, and I heard like 3. I'm like, Jesus.
I know. But it makes it like it's so like there was more hugs given yesterday down there because everybody missed each other. It's like going to see your cousins that you haven't seen in a while,
Yep,
That's how it
exactly.
is. It's like, you miss everybody.
It's like that type of year though. I remember like last winter when we were out there, and then the summertime came around. It was like people are reintroducing themselves because it's like, I don't know who you are. You're not bundled up. It's like the same thing now.
Yeah.
You show up like, all right, take the hood off for a second. Like, oh shit.
Right.
You
Oh
know,
God, yeah.
I always
You know-
forget who people were by face, until the summertime came and you see everybody out and enjoying themselves. But my
Mhm.
God, man, because even last winter we did some super cold days. That day we went to court for the buffer zone,
Oh yeah.
and it was like that.
It was a nor'easter.
It was a nor'easter.
Yeah.
And like, oh my God, that was like hail and slush and snow, and
Yeah.
it was friggin' freezing. Of course, I didn't bring a jacket that day. I'm like,
Yeah, I didn't either.
So like, yeah, we'll go right inside. Like, yeah, there was that fucking guy Tim too.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't come in. I'm like, dude,
I hate
my
that
name's
guy.
on this friggin' list here. I should be able to get. You can't come in. Oh,
Yeah.
thanks.
Well, everyone was so mad, and someone said they went over and told Bradle or something that what happened or whatever. And like, is there anything we can do about it? Like, can we fight? Like, we want to be there to support.
Right.
So, like, why are we not allowed the right? Like, why are we not allowed the right to go in? Like, I understand there's no room and stuff, but why isn't there accommodations so Karen knows we're there? You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, Bev's gonna do whatever. They're gonna do this again come April 1st. I'm telling you right now. April 1st, they're gonna pull everything they can to make sure we're not in there. I
Yep.
guarantee you. But if they're going to do that to us, there's got to be a way we can stop the Blues from going in because
Yeah.
they're not related to them.
Yeah.
And they walk in like, why is Kim Fair getting in? You know,
Right.
why is this one
Yeah.
getting in? You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
you know, I don't think, I mean, who knows what's going to happen? I pray, you know, Levy's leaving on the 17th. And I wish Levy would throw a nugget out. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Something before he goes. And I hope the woman that's coming in keeps going with all this. But I'm hoping something happens before April 1st. I real like, where is the limit? If they're going to step in, where is the crossroad in it? Because they've got to be in contact with Karen. I would imagine they are. There's some sort of contact. You know what I mean? Like, is there a code word, like, you know, a safety word, like, all right, we've had enough? I mean, watching Brendan, I'm like, where the fuck is this going? You know?
Yeah.
It's
Well, speaking of Libby, though, like, you know, I create the new intro. I put him in the very center of the intro.
Yeah.
And then like that day, I'm like, Tracy, look at this thing I did. I finished this up. We'll do it for the next show. Oh, by the way, Josh Larry's freaking backing out. I'm like, what the frick is going on?
yeah.
It was so bad. I was pissed. I'm like, damn it, I got to do the whole thing over again.
No, you don't. He's still, you know.
No, he's still relevant, I guess.
He is still relevant.
Come on, guy.
You never know what could happen between now and what, the
In
17th?
April, right.
Well, look
right.
what he did.
That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping a bus rolls in somewhere and starts arresting people.
Yeah, like
You
it's
know?
done.
And
But-
I really hope everybody out there, there's one special gentleman in our, I mean, we have many special gentlemen. I shouldn't say one, but we have many. But one honorable man out there is Peter Murphy.
Oh, yeah.
And Peter Murphy has stood out and weathered in every storm that we've had.
Mhm.
He's from Canton. He was a sergeant in the Canton police station. And Peter Murphy, you know, went to a standout, you know, because Whitey's got his stuff going on and stuff. And there was a protest in front of the Canton Police Department. And Peter Murphy pulled into the church that is adjacent to the Canton Police Station. And he pulled in there and parked his truck. And, you know, next thing you know, he served with he got charged with trespassing and was served, and he's got court on February 6th.
Yep.
I'm hoping everybody spread the word. I want to show and force to be there for Peter Murphy's trial, when he's got to go to court. I forget what court it's at. I would imagine it's Stoughton.
I believe it's Stoughton. It's a
I think it's Stoughton.
magistrate.
I hopefully if Peter's in here, he can say where it is. But
Yeah.
Peter Murphy, one served with the Canton police. He was a sergeant. When I did your live stream, that was the first time I ever walked into the Canton Police Department. I went down there on purposely because Peter was going. He had to pick up some paperwork, and you know, Peter didn't want. He wanted it so that if nothing was, he didn't want anything said about him that like he said something or anything else to make it anything worse. You know what I mean? So I'm like, oh, Peter, I'll live stream. You know me, I don't care. I have balls of thunder. You know what I mean? Like
Thunder.
balls of steel. You know, I got no balls. I'm like, I'll go with you. I'll either videotape or I'll live stream. And he didn't care what I did, you know, like, you know. So
we actually have it. We have that video.
Yeah.
Let's play it. Why don't we play it?
This is just the wall of fame, though. But this just speaks to how disrespectful the Canton Police Department is being towards a retired sergeant in their own town because they don't like that he's standing up against the bullshit that they're presenting.
Yeah.
So
right.
He's a decorated. Yeah. I mean, Peter is
decorated.
Decorated dude.
So hold on a second.
All right, here we go.
See? Peter's name's right there. Courage, professionalism, and dedication. Hall of Honor. And because Peter Murphy's name's right there, and they charged him with trespassing. Can you believe this? Not gold, but only men can make a people great and strong. Men who, for force and honor's sake,
stand fast and suffer long. Brave men who work while others sleep, who dare while others fly. They build a nation's pillars deep and lift them to the sky. Emerson. Lovely Christmas decorations, probably $40 a wreath.
I love the outro. yeah, well
Well,
done.
here they are collecting evidence in a solo cup, and they got $40 wreaths with. They got the best Christmas decorations ever. Helena should sell those on Facebook Marketplace and pay for a fucking kitchen that she keeps on asking for.
Yeah, right, exactly.
All right, I didn't want to swear while I was talking about Peter Murphy, but
no, that's
now
the fact is, Dina, that he's being disrespected like that. Peter Murphy, since I've known him, is the most respectful person I've probably ever met in my life. And I mean that wholeheartedly. I mean, he truly is. I've never met anybody like that in my life.
Yep.
And he continues to impress me more and more. I'm like, Jesus, this guy is really, he's an amazing person. The way these officers approached him, disrespected him, and basically instead of saying, hey, you kind of parked in the bad spot, can you get it, can you move?
Yeah.
And he would have been like, absolutely.
How can they not afford a man that served in that town? That town. It's not a city, it's a town. That town that trained people, that is a decorated police officer, and it's not a corrupt police officer, it's a decorated, honorable man. He's not only an honorable policeman, he's an honorable man.
Yeah.
And that's why I will scream from the rooftops right now, because Peter Murphy, anytime you've gone to a standout where Peter Murphy is, he's nothing but a gentleman out there. You can go to him if you have a question. He answers it honestly. He gives you guidance. He has patience. And it's disgust. I am so disgusted that they would do that to a man that honorable. And there's a quote that I'm terrible remembering stuff. I'm sorry. Peter wrote a thing saying, and he has said it a million times, a fish rots from the head down.
Yeah.
No, he says it quite often. Yep, absolutely.
Quite often.
Yep.
And I pray to God they really think twice about what they're doing to Peter Murphy, because it's deplorable. And especially my eyes teared up when I ever walked into the Canton police, because I never even knew that was even on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've never been in there. So I walk in there in this beautiful marble big thing of, honor roll and dedication and professionalism and everything. And there's his name right there. And you're telling me you couldn't go over and say, hey, can you move your truck?
Right.
You're not supposed to be parked there. But instead, because he's standing up in the, Karen Reed trials, Sandra Birchmore, all of that, and has spoken out, they say, nah, I'm not even going to swear. They say, nah, we're going to serve him right away. So there's corruption behind that.
Yes.
And how dare a church back that up? A church that's supposed to welcome people, love people, have understanding, have patience.
Mm-hmm.
You go into church to be relieved of your stress, to pray, and to be kind to thy neighbor. And you back up the Canton police by allowing a trespassing charge to be put on a man as honorable as Peter Murphy.
Well, see, that's where I kind of question the whole thing too, is because when we went down, we've been there obviously numerous times, but we've had some pretty big protests there with the Canton 9 protest, and then we did the transparency one this past September.
Mm-hmm.
And each time we've reached out to the church, hey, by the way, we're having a thing in front of the Canton PD. Is it okay if we're going to be here? Do you have any events going on, any weddings, any type of that shit? We don't want to impede on anything related to the church. And they don't get back to us. And one time, I believe it was September, the woman came over from the church, asked what we were doing there. This is what we're here for. Okay, well, just make sure there's no problems, or whatever the hell she said. And then she went about her business. Turns out there was a wedding later on that day when we were in the middle of the doing the protest, and I noticed people in the bridesmaids lining up at the door, and I walked over, and it was like 1:30 towards the end. And I asked them, hey, I didn't know you guys are having a wedding. Do you need us to move? They were more than accommodating. They were so nice. What are you guys out here for? The whole wedding party was interested. Like, what's going on? What are you guys doing?
Yeah.
And I explained it to them, and everybody was super nice. So every interaction I've ever had with that church, I've had no issues. We've been there numerous times. Nobody's ever given us a hard time. So for the fact of the matter is that Peter is singled out for being now at the point when my understanding is him and Eric were the only two there at the time when the officers approached him, and they were standing at the truck. So it wasn't even like they had parked the truck and moved out to the street in front of the police station. It was literally still they were standing in the spot. So they hadn't even moved on yet. Seriously. So it's like, can you not be here? Okay. See you later. Thanks. Park somewhere else. And that's it. It could have been, it's infuriating. Yeah. It really is.
Yeah. And also they were talking about there's a no trespassing sign, private property. Well, the sign that's there, if you watch the stream that I did that day, that sign is like probably like 12 inches tall, probably like 8 inches wide. It's like a little brass thing, and it was stuck in the ground. When I got there the day I was streaming, there was snow all around it. It was open, but there was snow. The day Peter Murphy was there, that was covered. They have pictures of it. So you couldn't even see it. But not only that's on the ground, but right by it is a no U-turn sign, a big sign, and another sign that says church entrance only. Yep. So you're looking at those two huge signs, you wouldn't even see it on the ground, let alone that it was buried in snow.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and then to top it off, that was my first time. I don't go into Canton. I really don't. I've been there once. I went to the waterfall. I stay out of Canton because I don't want any shit because my car is fully decorated in free guarantee Turtle Boy stuff. You guys have seen my car. Believe me, I've been followed by the cops way too many times with my car like that. Yeah. But so I parked in the side street across the street. I just parked almost by the corner, on the side street. And I'm over there. And the next thing you know, they're like, hey, there's Colin and Brian. And I'm like, what? I parked in front of Tim Albert's house on the side of it.
Yep.
In my free Karen Reed car. I'm like, oh my God. I didn't know that was Tim Albert's house. I'm going to catch a freaking charge. Like, oh my God. I mean, I wasn't parked on their yard or anything. I was just on the street. There was me. There was another truck. I think it was Eric or Whitey's or whoever drives that truck. It was someone that was out there. And then there was Peter Murphy's truck, but it wasn't parked in front of on the side of Tim's house. But mine was clearly there. Like they had to see it when they pulled, like there's no denying it. I'm like, oh my, but we ended up moving the cars over to the police station when we went in with Peter, but you never know with them. You never know. And I don't know enough where every single house is in Canton. You know what I mean? Like the first time I went in, I drove by and I'm like, oh my God, like there's Fairview. There's the sign that says Fairview, Yeah. But, I just want everyone to, let's back Peter Murphy up. He's backed all of us up, and we have to protect our law enforcement that's on our side because it's the hardest thing for them is to speak out because there's repercussions for it. I mean, Peter has been told, and this is factual, right from the mouth. Peter has been told there is a target on his back and for him not to attend any police officers' funerals.
Yep. Yeah, he was told that quite a while back.
Yep. That's amazing. So for those of you who don't know, he has actually been told that. Yeah. And that's pretty disgusting after you serve.
After you not only served, Dina, but he trained many of these people, like he was there. It's amazing. He was their supervisor.
They're disrespectful kids is what they are.
Yeah. 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 And, and I've preached it a million times and I'll preach it again. This movement is not anti-police at all. At all. Yeah. It's not. We're anti-corrupt police.
Right.
but we're not anti-police.
Right.
I have plenty of family and friends that either are married to law enforcement, are in law enforcement, and there are good cops out there. And
Yeah.
Peter Murphy is one of those good cops. He's retired, but he's a good cop. And if a cop's going to step into this movement, we need to have their back.
Yep.
So, and having Peter's back, we don't have to be jerks about it, but we do have to go and show up for him.
Yep.
So, Sergeant
Okay.
Murphy, we love you.
While we're on the subject of corruption, do you want to talk about Whitey
Yeah, let's.
Yeah.
and what's going on with him?
Oh, I got to
So-
say one thing about Whitey before you start. It was so cold out when we were in front of the Canton police.
Oh, what's
Now,
Whitey
we
wearing?
all know Whitey wears shorts all the time.
Yeah.
And he wears like loafer shoes.
Yeah.
Whitey had a pair of socks on.
Oh,
So you know it
wow.
was cold when
Yeah.
Whitey's in shorts and a pair of socks.
And he's got the socks on this time. Yeah.
And he's
Yeah.
got the socks on.
So this is a little thing because I threw this together just before. It's good played. It's not even
Okay.
a thing. But yeah, so littering, trespassing, A and B on the town crier. So be on the lookout for Rich, Peter Murphy, and Whitey.
Look at those threatening looking men.
Canton's most wanted. Please contact the Canton Police and Select Board immediately.
Please approach with caution. Yeah, it's so threatening.
Yeah. Oh, it's so bad. It's like, look at these guys, and they're out there. The fact of the matter is that these people, love their town, and
They do.
they're getting shit for it. Not even the three of them and everybody else, the Sweeneys. Go on and name everybody in that town. That picture from Legacy Place that was that we took was all the Canton people that were there. I mean, look at all those people. They're out there standing out because they love their town.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're getting treated like absolute garbage because of what they stand for.
Right.
And remember, when all this is over, however it goes, they still have to live in Canton.
Yeah.
We get to go home to wherever we live.
Yeah.
But they have to live there. Their children have to live there. Their grandchildren have to live there. It's, you got to give those people the highest props for standing out. I'm hearing through the grapevines that more people are sort of speaking out a little bit and like contacting some of the people and, standing up a little bit more for them. It's changing a little bit and that's good for them. They need that backing, but they're still going through hell. And we all miss Rita, shout out to Rita. Rita has focused on Canton. Rita wants to save Canton.
Yep.
And Rita's trying to get some paperwork signed right now to get the election moved from April to September, I think it is.
I think it's
November.
Yeah.
So please, if you're in Canton and you can sign their paperwork, please do. And stop spreading the rumors about Rita. Rita is 100% focused on saving Canton along with the rest of the Canton people.
Right.
It isn't like they're like, oh, screw everybody. Like that's not the truth. That's got to stop. Everybody loves Rita. Rita is a powerhouse, and she's just refocused.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
I think a lot of us have had to refocus.
Yes.
I know we have.
Yeah.
I know you have.
Yep.
Yep.
I think it's just natural to, live and learn.
We.
And go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry, interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. I'm just,
coming into this, I've said it before, is that we weren't handed a handbook to say, this is how you professionally protest. This is how you should do this. This is how you should do that. We did not have a manual or instructions or rules or anything else on what to do. So everybody has made mistakes in this movement. Me included. Included. You don't realize what your voice carries. I don't know how to. We don't realize what our voice carries in weight when we speak out publicly. I've never spoken out like this. I've been out to like concert shows and I do my Aerosmith stuff and I've been in the public a little bit, but nothing like this.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
I'm passionate. I'm passionate about this. Many of us, we wouldn't be here if none of us were passionate.
Right.
We're passionate. And then, but when you're doing something repeatedly over and over and over and over, and the stress, and we're not complaining. We're doing this for a reason because there's an outcome we want. And the goal of that outcome is we want justice for Officer John O'Keefe. So stop with all the bullshit of he's been lost and everything else. He was
Yeah.
never lost.
That's so
And
annoying.
the reason and the way to get to justice for him, if it'll even come from with the botch investigation, we don't even know if it'll ever come, but it starts by freeing Karen, because Karen did not do this.
Yep.
But when we speak out and we're so passionate in what we believe and we're fighting for something that's greater than all of us, how do you form rules and know what to do? We make mistakes, but the problem is when you make a mistake in everyday life, it's sort of quiet. You know what I mean? And you
Yep.
can and you fix your mistake. You feel bad, or you feel guilt, or you got to apologize to people, or you got to do better the next time.
And
But
you
when
move on.
you're in the public like this, you get annihilated. Annihilated. And it's you can say one wrong word and it lives forever in the internet. One. Two, it goes to your character if you make a mistake. If you're having a bad day and you have a headache and you say the fuck word too many times, you're called trash mouth or trailer trash. You know what I mean? If you smile too much, you're desecrating Officer John O'Keefe because you're smiling too much.
Right. Right.
If you frown too much, you have resting bitch face. Like there's so much stuff that they do. And then if you get so passionate and you word something the wrong way, it's taken out of context. It's refilmed and it's on the trolls channels and they make you look like an asshole. I still to this day, we did something wonderful for Will, my Glara, my favorite, my love. I love Will. We all know that in a non-restraining order kind of way. And we did a joke thing because he did the super chat dance, and me and a few others did a super chat dance, and it's still, God, it was posted just the other day again. It's going to be out there forever about
Yeah.
what a fat, smelly cow that I am, and I'm desecrating Officer John O'Keefe's image, and I'm doing all this, and why are we cheering at a murder trial and everything else? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Totally taken out of context. We did that for Will as a joke to Will. God
Right.
forbid you joke around when you're down somewhere 8 hours a day, and God forbid you do funny stuff. You know what I mean? And it's totally taken out of context. You know what I mean? And
Yep.
it's just it's tough, and all of us have had tough days. The other day when we were out in the cold, I know Esty got a little heated a little bit, and I've never heard her heated. I've never heard Esty heated at all. But I mean, you know, she got in a little thing with Grant and stuff. It's just like you get to a point where you had enough shit. You know what I mean? And shit happens. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You know, I got annihilated because of the joking around I did live streaming about get your drunk ass down here and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
my God, I mean, I wrote an apology letter to the LV. I mean, it's all public now. I don't care what anyone has to say about it. But anybody that knows me knows I joke around. But
Yep.
That's what
totally
you gotta
taken.
do though. You gotta keep it friggin' light, you know. You can't always just everybody's so
And you got to move
Right.
forward. You
Yep.
got to move forward. There's
Yep.
no other way to go but forward.
Exactly. So, you know, don't believe everything you hear on troll sites and everything. Like, it doesn't mean it's 100%, or it doesn't mean it's the full story of something. That's
Mhm.
what gets me. There's more to things, you know, than what's there. Like if
Well,
someone
Speaking of that, right? So that was where we were going with the Whitey stuff, right?
Yeah.
You look at Whitey,
Yeah.
and
Well, let's tell the story about Whitey and
All
what happened.
Yeah.
Because we have the video, right?
we get the video.
So this was Thanksgiving, correct? Where Chris was calling Eric over and over and over again. Was that the?
I think it was John, right?
Or it was John. Oh, it was John Camo.
Yeah.
Regardless, that's what prompted them to approach him, I believe.
Yep.
So
Right.
we have that video. Which one is it?
The first one.
I think Chris called John Camo like multiple times or something, and that's how it started.
Yeah. So they met him. They went to the library for whatever reason. Chris was there.
Is it the library or the?
I believe
or
it
the
looked
town
like,
hall?
it looked like the library for some reason, but I don't know.
Have you been in the library?
You look at the sign. It
Oh.
says like the library.
All right, let's play it.
Anyway, check it.
Okay.
Live to tape, by the way.
Yeah. I really see you looking for me.
Huh?
I really see you looking for me.
Nah, I'm not looking.
You know,
You trying to block my way out of here, buddy?
No.
No.
Is this an exit? I didn't even know.
Yeah, it's an exit.
Yeah.
Chris, you got a minute? Chris,
We gotta tape you, dude.
I'll stop taping. You got a minute?
If you're gonna put down the tape.
Yeah, I'll shut it off right now.
So in between that happening, something allegedly occurred to where the fact that now Whitey's being charged with assault and battery on an elected official.
Yeah.
And then this would
Then
continue.
this video,
on.
yeah.
Yeah, really. Yeah, really.
You're gonna call the police on me.
Really. Get ready, buddy.
Yeah.
Get ready. Gonna call the police. You see, when she tapes, you don't say anything. Good night, Chris. You're the one that called me 5 times, and now you don't want to talk to me.
Such an asshole.
You hear him laughing though? You're gonna hear from the police. Ha ha ha. It's like, are you fucking kidding me, guy?
That's how guilty people act.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how ballsy they are, though.
Yeah.
I mean, he's ballsy.
Yeah.
You know, but there's so much. The corruption runs so deep. They just think they can do whatever they want to do.
Yeah, because they have been for so long.
Right, and they've gotten away with it so long, and I don't think they ever dreamed that everyone would be hanging out this long to hanging on to fighting against this corruption,
Mhm.
and they're just pushing it and keep on pushing it. And poor Whitey's got to go to court. I mean, it's
Speaking of-
terrible.
We just got a message from, was this just now?
That's Whitey. No, it's a little while ago.
Oh, it's a little while. So he said Stoughton District Court on the 30th, 10 a.m.
Yeah.
It's a clerk hearing for assault and battery on a public employee. He said that I bumped him in the parking lot after our discussion. So that's assault and battery.
Yep.
He bumped him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He bumped
If he even bumped
Right.
him.
So turn off your camera. Oh, now I get a charge up against you.
Yeah.
It's
That's-
unbelievable.
That's why I stay out of Canton. I really stay out of Canton. I didn't stay out of Canton for Peter Murphy. I'll go into Canton again.
Yeah.
But I stay out of Canton because I could be stopped at a red light and one of them could pull up next to me. And if I am not completely filming 100% of the time, they can say I did anything. And then I'm going to end up in court. And I can't afford a lawyer. I don't have money. You know what I mean? I'm a poor person. I can't afford that stuff. But I mean, that's how crazy it is.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, is all they want to do is they want to flex their friggin' muscle, right? So you turn around and like look at this case here. You know, isn't that hearsay? Whatever the case is, call it what you will. It's your word against mine. Well, Chris, you were there by yourself,
right?
And there was 3 other guys there, one of which had a camera that you told to shut off. I mean, you know, so it's your word against this. So now it's not like, okay, we think you expect something to happen to Whitey and he's going to get charged with anything.
Right.
But I'm going to inconvenience this guy because I can.
Yeah.
Because I own the police, because I am on the select.
I'm untouchable. No one can touch me.
Right.
It makes me ill.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I thank God that I was live streaming when I went to Canton, because when Colin and Brian pulled up to that house, you can hear me on the camera go, "Oh my God, like I didn't know that was their house." You know, and thank God that's on there, because God forbid I get served with harassment or whatever,
right.
at least I have that live stream that I can bring into court with me. But that's how warped we have to think in this movement,
Mhm.
because you never know.
Yep.
You know,
And look at, like Robin says, aren't the courts getting fed up? I mean, someone,
Like, isn't there a pattern?
Yeah.
Is someone analyzing
Yeah.
what's going on over there?
I
Isn't
know.
that someone's
I
job?
know.
why are we
I
getting
know.
so many freaking complaints coming in from the town of Canton
Right.
up to a Stoughton freaking district?
With all these things getting dismissed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. But look at the cost that people have to do in order for it to get dismissed. Like, look at Turtle Boy with all this, like in his stuff right now. He's filing suit against, it was on Glara's thing, he's filing suit against Lindsay Gattani for,
Defamation?
defamation.
No. Yeah. Okay.
Defamation. And right, I hope he puts her through the ringer with this, because they have to learn, they got to stop falsifying stuff. They really do. And look at the hell and the amount of money and everything that he's got to put out to defend himself.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, I took a lesson from TB. Like, I'm filming everything,
Mhm.
and just like when I was live streaming with you guys that time, when I was down at the courthouse, when the fake victim showed up and they had bullhorns, and Kate Peters showed up and they had bullhorns and stuff, and she had an order, and the cop had told TB that she could stay, like she was there first or whatever, and she wasn't there first, and we know that because I live streamed it, and it showed in the morning. I panned everywhere and stuff. She wasn't even around there, but TB was.
Yep.
And so I film everything. When I'm any little hesitation I have, I film it.
Yeah.
And
what
it's
else
not
too
just
about? Sorry.
it's
About
not
go ahead, Dina. You go.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
it's not just for us, it's for everybody that's down there. When I'm live streaming on your stuff,
Yeah.
it protects any of us.
Totally. I was just wanted to add to the whole Lindsay thing. Like, a restraining order is there for a reason. And it's women like that make it difficult for women who really are scared for their lives
Mhm.
to get one.
Right.
It's disgusting. She should be put away for falsifying, whatever. I hope they put her through the ringer, because she makes it hard for women to be protected.
Yeah.
It makes, she makes restraining orders a joke. Women like her.
Yeah.
It's just trying to get back at their ex-boyfriend or whatever the hell she was, or whatever.
I went on Calling All Beings not too long ago, and we had to do a round table, and that was what I brought up is it was either like a question or a hypothesis and stuff, which I can't even believe I said that big word, hypothesis.
Well done.
Good job.
Unless you would be proud.
Yes.
I know. Unless he will be proud of me for using that big word. But and I brought up is, does anybody think what's gone on with the Karen Reed trial and the TB trials, Aiden stuff, is it gonna make a change in any restraining order laws in Massachusetts? Because this brought out to the world how fucked up it is.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And I feel bad for women that are victims of domestic violence, that truly are, because it's hard enough for them to escape whatever they're escaping.
Mm-hmm.
And it's harder to go in front of the court and get a restraining order. It should be hard, but not hard for the real victims. It should be hard for people like the fake victim.
Right.
And I wonder if it's going to change anything. And, and one thing, if you are in a domestic violence situation, anybody, men or women, that you're truly a victim of domestic violence, go reach out. There's phone numbers out there that you can call and reach out for help.
Yep. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
All right. While we have a minute, I just want to thank everyone at the Dive Bar Monday who donated to our little show here.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Thank
Thanks.
you, Dive Bar folks.
Yeah, thank
And
you.
and Bob too, who always sits there and he walks in each time we're at Dive Bar Monday and throws us a little cash towards our pizza fund while we're there.
Yeah, Bob's a great
He
guy. I
Yeah.
love
he's
that
a
guy.
great guy.
Yeah.
Him and his daughter. They're wonderful people, and each week he comes up with big hugs for us all, and
Mhm.
he'll lay some cash on the table towards our pizza fund. So thank you, Bob. We appreciate you
Yeah,
doing
Bob's
that.
great.
Yeah.
Also, I want to announce tonight too that there is going to be a 24-hour standout for Officer John O'Keefe. I believe what is the significance of the date? Isn't it his birthday or?
The 29th?
Yeah.
Yes. All that
Yeah.
is his,
Yeah.
no, it's
No, that's
it's the anniversary of his passing.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
passing.
All right. Yeah. Sorry. So we have. I'm going to just show that real quick so everyone can take down the details. So it's 24-hour standout to honor the life and senseless death of Boston Police Department Officer John O'Keefe. Will be standing in unity for 24 hours for justice. So it's going to be at the Canton Police Department. So that should be fun. Don't park at the church.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't
Yeah.
park at the church, and don't park right across the street. There's a little gray house there. Don't park near
Yeah,
the
don't park there.
because
Don't park.
that's Tim Albert's house.
Yeah. So it's going to start on the 28th at 8 a.m. and go through the 29th through 8 a.m. And a very huge shout out to our little Jess,
Our adopted child.
our adopted child, Jess, for putting this all together. She is just such a brave warrior.
Yep.
She's always out there with her flag and her voice. And I'm just so proud of her for doing this. It's a really good thing. And I hope a lot of people show up. I mean, obviously you don't have to stand out there for 24 hours,
Right.
Yeah.
it would be great if, you could put whatever hours you could into it. And we have a bunch of little LED blue candles that we're going to have everyone hold that'll look really cool at night,
Yeah.
when the sun goes down and into the morning. So it's going to be really, I think it's going to be a really good event. And I thank Jess for setting that up and just going forward with it. She's just so great.
She's such they grow
They grow so fast. I know.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
There we
All
go.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, so we have a special guest. We're going to wait till he gets a little situated here, but why don't do you want to go through with the standouts while we
Yeah,
get-
let's
Can
go
I
through
say
that.
one more thing though?
Of
Yes.
course, you're not going anywhere, but yeah, you
I
could
want to
say-
give a huge shout out to Esty. Esty was in Washington D.C. and
yeah,
did a solo standout
Yeah, she was
and
awesome.
killed it. That
Yeah.
girl, I can remember the first day she came down to the trial, and we just saw this unknown person sitting all
Yep.
by herself in her chair,
Yeah.
and everyone was like, "Oh, is she a
Who's that?
troll? Who is
Yeah.
that?"
Who is
And
that
I
new
was just
person?
like, fuck this. I'm going to go over and ask her who she is. And I did. I approached her. She was very nice. And all I can see now is that quiet, shy girl there now. And now she's just like a pit bull in people's face. Like she
Yeah.
don't care. She ain't got no quit. And
Yeah.
Esty, you are a beautiful, amazing human being. And this movement is so happy to have you.
Yeah. for sure.
We
And you know
cannot
what-
say enough. We needed her.
Yeah. And you know what else is she can win any argument. She knows all
Oh
the
my
details
God.
of the
Yeah.
case. She'll
And-
go right back at you with, she could go head to head with anybody.
Oh yeah.
It's
And
so
she
impressive.
talks so she knows all the big words.
She knows the big words.
She knows the big words. That's what I love about Esty. You know all the big words.
Yeah.
And I can remember her when we went to this state police standout in South Boston with her sign. Oh my God. Remember she was dancing back and forth across the street. So
Yeah.
Esty, you grew into something totally beautiful that this movement needed. And we're all proud of you, and keep up the work.
All right. Let's go through the standouts for the
Yep.
upcoming week. All right. We're not on mute. All right. So we have.
Yeah, I don't have a song to it.
That's good. That's fine. So the 11th, which is this weekend, right?
Yep,
That's Saturday or Sunday?
that's Saturday.
Today. Bon Rotary, of course. Those
Yeah.
warriors and the freezing cold and all that ocean wind. And Sunday we always have Legacy Place. Get on out there, 10 to 2. Colony Place in Plymouth with Renee, 1 to 3. 1 to 3, Mass Pike. I missed it. 88 Bancroft.
88 Bancroft Street.
Also, we have a couple, what do we have going on? Mizzy has something going on, right?
Yeah, Mizzy has actually, yeah, hers is also Sunday, the 12th, in Stoughton, across from the Stoughton Town Hall. I got to double check the times on that. I was literally looking at that before we went on, so give me 2 seconds.
Okay.
If you want to pull him in and just
Well,
he's I think he's not seeing what's happening. So
what do you mean? Oh,
to our special guest in the background, we can't see your face. You gotta flip your
phone.
your camera's facing your laptop and not yourself.
We need to see your face.
No, not like little turn it and face you.
Dina, remember when you had troubles going like facing you and
Yeah.
facing out, and now you're just like boop 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 boop
Boop, 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 boop. And I
You
There
used
it is.
the
I saw your
stick that
face.
you
I just
gave
saw
me
your
too.
face. Whatever you just did, I saw your face.
Yeah, but he just turned his phone around.
Okay,
He needs
well.
to like turn the.
Yeah, there it is. I still see him.
Oh, you can do it that way too.
All right. We'll do.
I think we can work with.
All right,
Yeah, let's do
pull him in.
that.
We
All
can
right,
make
let's
it
pull in
happen.
our special guest.
Who is this?
You okay with that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great.
Okay.
Hi, Peter.
Good things take time. We've
Yeah, they do.
Peter, I'll
Dana.
tell you, every time you come on, we always have to have some kind of a thing go on. So just keep up the good work, bud.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Hey, listen, you know what I mean? It's like it was like Whitey the other night on his vigil, right?
Yeah.
Did you see that? Yeah.
Yeah.
I sent a chat message and I said, Whitey, if you get jammed up and you can't get on, give me a call. I got this.
What? Feels like this like the whole time.
Exactly.
It's the freeze
So-
frame.
So I cannot see myself in this frame because I've reversed my phone. But if you say it's okay, I won't move
It's
it.
great.
We see
It's
you
perfect.
perfectly. Yep.
All right, good. All right. So I just want to come on for a minute. I don't want to steal the show. I wanted to thank Dina for her time and all her commitment to the movement over these years. It's been amazing. I want to thank you guys for your time and commitment to this movement. Again, amazing. You've done such a great job. The standouts everywhere that you've coordinated and organized, including the one back on 9/14, which we had 70 people there. We had Maza, we had Mike Crawford, Tracy ran the show. We had some great speakers, and it's just been a compilation of resources and knowledge and talent and authenticity.
Yeah.
True. Absolutely.
Yep. And I want to the reason I wanted to jump in and I thank you for inviting me back into this moment. Again, Dina's familiar with the case. She viewed it the other day over at the Canton Police Station after we left Dedham. And I just wanted to bring up one other issue that shows the, how would I say it? The, one of a better word, the vicious attitude of law enforcement toward this movement. I went to a standout and then a trial, not a trial, but a hearing with Renee. We know who Renee is?
Yep.
Okay. And I went to probate court, and the attorney from Quincy, which Quincy is a sewer, brought up the fact that Renee had been at a standout for Karen Reed. She actually brought that into the testimony. In other words, we're bad people, if you can believe that.
Yeah.
And that's a Quincy law firm. And with that goes now the Sandra Birchmore case. We were at court a couple of weeks ago, Dana, Tracy, and Dina, and I'm not sure if everybody was aware of this, but a state trooper pulled up behind me when I was backing out of a space, and I know who he is, and I know who he is now, and he waited for me to back out. I backed out and I left a 15-foot parking space beside Mizzy, Berry, and two other people that were in that car. And they were just getting into their car to leave as I was. And the trooper parked behind me. When I left, I didn't see it happen. He pulled kind of parallel to the space that I was perpendicular in. And he waited for them to start to back out. And he accelerated toward the driver's door to a point where it set off the driver door sensors in an alarm state. And they actually, screamed inside the car like, "Oh my God, he's going to hit you, beep the horn."
Right.
He stopped. They regrouped. They backed out some more. They started to go around him, and he accelerated toward them, so they had to stop again. And then he pulled into a space just ahead of Scott McGinnis. Scott saw a good part of this. Of course, the Stoughton Court camera was failed, didn't show. And I brought everybody to the station, Stoughton Station. We filed a police report for assault by means of a dangerous weapon. They were put in fear, and they thought of an imminent battery, the car banging into them. It got kicked out. Go take it to the state police. Well,
Wow.
Guess what? It just might end up with the new colonel.
Wow. Oh, no kidding, huh?
But that's the intimidation factor that these people that wear a badge and a gun think they can get away with.
Right.
Yep.
And it's wrong. And it happened. Dina has said she's been followed many, many times. I know people leaving other houses in Canton have been followed.
Yep.
And it's just unacceptable behavior. But the accountability and transparency, but mostly accountability and discipline, starts at the top. And if there isn't any, you're going to have a renegade rogue police force. And I want to suggest to you that's what's going on in Canton and other places.
Yep. I totally agree. I mean, Peter, as a retired police officer, I mean, this must make you sick to your core. I mean, I know how passionate you are about this and, the case alone, but, being from Canton, being associated with that town, being from, just your history, history in law enforcement, to see what these people are doing and how they're weaponizing their power. It must, I mean, we're all pissed off about it, but I can't even imagine being in your shoes.
No, exactly, Dana. I mean, and I've said this at different standouts in front of the Canton Police Station. I've said it over in Dedham at Legacy Place. It's been recorded with different platforms that were over there videoing. I said, I kissed my kids goodnight or goodbye every morning, every afternoon when I went out to patrol, went out to the shift, not knowing if I'd come back and never see him again. And I can relate many, many stories where I had situations that involve guns. And this is the thanks that I get. And this is the professionalism that what I thought was a well-respected police department has turned into.
Right.
And for me to stand in front of that police station after 30 years of commitment and dedication and sacrifice, knowing that they have tarnished the badge and the reputation of me and every other honest police officer going back to the 1800s, it's absolutely deplorable and embarrassing and unacceptable. And I will take them to task.
Yeah, absolutely. And what about all the other officers that share the same wall that you do in that, in that police department? I mean, the history, all the history there with all the officers that you worked with, that you came up with, that, were legit, and they must feel the same way, or maybe they are unaware of what's going on, but I'm assuming at this stage they're not.
I've had considerable interaction or correspondence with a number of the retired officers because, they're out of the system. They can't really be hurt or intimidated or demoted by the ongoing regime that's in place now. But the officers that I know, which are in often cases second generation on the job now, boots on the ground, new boots on the ground, they're terrified. I mean, they know their career is over if they speak anything but roo, let's go Canton.
Right.
And if they know things that have been told to them about any of these Birchmore or Karen Reed cases, they're mum, because again, it is easy for a police department to put what they've told me, a target on your back, and they'll get you. They will get you, guaranteed. And the career will be over, or their opportunity for advancement will be over. So they're mum, and I don't know how they sleep at night, and I feel sorry for them because I never slept at night if I knew there was a problem. I did a report. I conveyed information that was very, very detrimental to certain situations and offices. and it got squashed and it got squelched and it never made the schedule. And I'm ready to talk to the auditors and a few other people about those incidents. And I could put it in a paper today and it would be eye-opening.
Yeah, I can't even imagine. You know, it's shameful. I mean, what these people in town they live with and deal with every single day. I mean, you guys are out there, you know, showing up to stand out. That when you stood out that day when you got this, you know, ridiculous trespassing thing, you guys were there for Canton, right? I mean, it wasn't this primarily a Karen Reed thing, or it was more Canton related, right?
It was a standout for Canton, yeah.
Yeah, it was a standout for Canton, where I lived for 40 years, and I brought my children up. They went to school. My daughter was a state gymnast champion. She's got a memorial championship bowl that's in the glass case at Canton High School.
Wow.
She went on to play, to University of Maryland in college gymnastics. It was our life. It was our town. It was our community. I played softball on the Canton Town Club. I was in the 70s on the Canton Youth Commission. I was actually on that youth commission with Brian Albert's mother.
Wow.
Do the math on that story.
Right, huh?
And what we used to do was we would open up the gym from 7 to 9 on a Friday night. We would volunteer our own time. We would go down there and open up the gym so kids could come off the street and stay out of trouble and play volleyball or basketball or whatever they wanted to do in the gym. And it was a volunteer thing. I was on with Sherry Doolin, Dick Stein, myself, trying to think, and Mrs. Albert. I can't remember her first name. And she approached me and said, I know you're trying to get on the state police and the Canton Police Department, and I thank you for trying to do that. And her kids were only, I don't know, 8 or 10 years old at the time.
Wow.
So I have a history. What I guess I'm getting at is I have a history with the police department, and it upsets me and Whitey and John Camo and anyone else who lived in that town, who committed to that town, who did a lot of service to that town. And for the fact they moved on, we're not supposed to make comments or come and support the townspeople of 27,000 people who are so terrified and afraid that their children or their business is going to be jeopardized, because of this harassment that's waiting in abeyance for them if they speak out or don't support the movement against Karen. It's horrible. And I blame the select board. They are accountable. They are the police commissioners. They choose and select the department heads, and they sit back and hide behind the drapes and say, oh, we can't comment on this because the case is ongoing.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you, you'll have plenty of time to comment in a civil situation.
Yeah, no kidding. Seriously. Well, I heard Rita was on the select board meeting last night, actually, and she had, stated that she had run into some of the high school kids in the area asking about their take on the incident with the property damage, right?
I heard that. I watched that. Yes.
Did you watch that as well? So and the fact of the, from what I gathered from that was she said that, these kids are looking at their town. These are high school kids, mind you. They're looking at their town as a joke,
right.
That the kids that are involved in that type of behavior are untouchable because of who they are and who represents them. It's horrifying, and that's been going on in every town for years and years and years. There's always the kids that are untouchable, and they have the parents that do this or that. It's fine, but this is to the extreme. This is way out of control.
Yeah.
Well, supposedly there was $100,000 plus or minus of damage at that house.
Right.
There was also supposedly video footage of government officials in Canton providing alcohol to minors at the pre-Thanksgiving Day football game at the American Legion.
Yeah.
There's just, it just goes and goes and goes, and the can gets kicked down the road, and it's all about accountability and transparency and righting the ship. And if the select board can't do it and the department isn't willing to do it, I guess I can advocate for receivership and bring in the National Guard or something. I mean, I don't know what the answer is, but the
Right.
answer doesn't lie the solution is not in that government or that police station right now.
No, absolutely not. So in regards to receivership, I guess I'll ask this: how does that process begin? I have no idea. I'm not tremendously familiar with it, but I know what it's about. But how do you start that?
Honest to God, Dana, I don't know the answer to that. I've had a million people follow my threads that have said receivership will bring a resolution to the town of Canton. I don't know how it happens. There's got to be somebody, a lawyer, Bettero, somebody that can direct me, and I'll take the ball and run right down the sidelines with it. What it takes to bring accountability to the town of Canton. And my kids were afraid to go into Canton this Thanksgiving for their usual rendezvous with their friends because of my situation in the town. They said, "Dad, we don't dare go into town. They're gonna hunt us."
Yep. That's horrifying.
It's sick.
Yep.
It's sick.
And here's your kids that grew up there. I mean, have history there as well. And they're afraid to go back to their hometown.
They helped build the town.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, they played Little Blues baseball, hockey, youth hockey. It's just, it's very shameful. And Dennis and I and Rita and a multitude of people are trying to push for some resolution and accountability, because until we get that, we can throw as much stuff against the wall and it's just going to slide down to the floor. And you're still seeing it now with the Zoom meetings. I mean, what does that tell you?
Yeah, they haven't even restored their meetings in person.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly, Tracy. It's just like,
Dina.
That's all right.
I'm Dina. I'm sorry. See, I can't see who's speaking. I
just wanted to give her credit.
It's like I'm working from a conch shell here or something. A tin can with a wire. But we'll get it. We'll get there.
Yeah.
All right. Listen. Thank you. Thank you, Dina. Thank you, everybody, for all your work over the years, literally, and your standouts and everything, and your platforms and your streams, because you bring awareness to these people that are afraid to come out or even beat the horn in front of the police station at a standout. But I think we're seeing a lot more support and people willing to come forward. And I'm getting a lot more calls now from people that have said, "Peter, we've watched you over the last 2 years, and this is getting out of control. We want to fix it." So I think good things are in the pipeline. We'll see what Josh Levy can do, or perhaps his replacement. And God save America. God save Canton.
Yeah.
Right. Absolutely.
Our prayers are with you, Peter, and we will stand by you. And you're going to have an army of people behind you because you are a true gentleman. You're a decorated person, and we adore you in this movement, and we're proud that you have stood up and stood beside us. And what they're doing to you is wrong, and we got your back, Peter.
Well, as the expression goes with one of the other platform and content writers, what doesn't come out in the wash will come out in the rinse.
Yeah.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you,
well.
Peter.
Get healthy.
Peter.
Thanks, bud.
Stay
All right,
safe.
In
kids.
touch.
All right.
Talk
Have a
soon.
great night. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.
Look at that.
That was awesome.
That was awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
he
I
was
just
all-
talked to him, but I texted with him before the show started.
Yeah.
So I wasn't expecting you to have Peter on. That was awesome. He's really
Yeah,
such a great guy. Anyone that's been down to any of the standouts or at court, they absolutely know what a great guy Peter Murphy is.
Yeah. And to have, for them to say that, they have a, what's the phrase on his back?
Target
on his back.
Tag him his back.
And for him to speak up and to be out there all the time. I remember how I think it was the Canton 9 protest. That was the first time I met Peter.
Yep.
And learned who he was and what he was up against. And it was like, wow, this guy is amazing. Yeah. To go against the system like that and the department that he worked for, even though he knew he was in danger. It's just.
That's what I was blown away when we walked into that Canton police station, knowing as we were walking in, this is where this man worked. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's his police department.
Right.
And then to walk in and see that wall with his name on it,
Yeah.
literally just my heart really just hurt for him, because that's got to be just so devastating not to at least give him the courtesy to go over and say, can you please just move your truck?
Yeah.
Right.
Not we're gonna fuck you and fucking charge your like
Yep.
it's awful. And like I said, anyone that's in law enforcement that backs up any part of this movement, we have to have their back.
Right.
We have to. And not only that, we have to, we want to, because they have the balls enough to stand up for what's right.
Right.
You know, we've been pleading with other good police to come out. Just come out. If you
Yeah.
want things to change, this is the time to do it, because this will never happen again. It
Right.
won't. If we don't fix this time, we will never have the opportunity to do this again.
Right.
You know, and it's not going to come overnight, like we said, because this is multi-generational.
Yep.
You know, it goes way back, and we'll, like Peter just said, it'll all come out in the rents.
Yep. It certainly will. It's just a
Yeah.
matter of time. Unfortunately, all these other charges against innocent people are, we have to deal with that, which
Yeah.
is such bullshit. But it's the price you pay for being passionate about it, and and it just gives us more fight. It
Right.
gives us more fight. I mean,
Absolutely.
we're
We
an
got
army.
the fight in it. We needed this little break. I'm so glad the trial went off to April 1st, because
Me
I think
too.
everybody needed that. We've heard from other people like Denise, that does a standout all by herself. You know what I
Yep.
mean? And she's out there all by herself, and she's feeling guilty if she misses a day, because she feels like
Yeah.
someone won't see her sign and think like, oh, whatever, because and that's the guilt you feel. We
Yep.
all needed a little breather, and I'm glad that we have this little breather. And another one is, that goes, Scott McGinnis is out there all the freaking time, all
He
day
is.
long. Scott
Yep.
McGinnis he is a freaking superhero in this. It
Mhm.
doesn't matter. He's there at every single movement. I mean, we could sit all day and say a bunch of names, but Scott McGinnis is
Yeah.
one of the ones that actually stand out a lot too to me, of who's down there all the time.
Yeah, he's a constant for sure.
Absolutely. But,
Good stuff.
we have to wrap up soon, because I have to get up at 3:00 in the morning for
Oh,
work.
geez. All right. Well, we'll let you go. We're
But
gonna. We'll,
anyways, I had a few things to say, and that is to all the beautiful, beautiful people in this movement. Hang in there. We all got this. We have so much fight in us, and we're gonna have to do a lot of fighting for Karen if this actually goes till April 1st. We gotta back her up. If they gotta fly in 1 million experts, we're gonna have to try somehow to help support her in this and pay for those 1 million experts. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yep.
And just try to be kind. We all have our days, but we wake up the next day and we just gotta be kind to each other, and
Yep.
and have each other's back. I love all of yous. And
We love you.
I love you guys for giving this platform where anybody can come on your platform and talk. And that goes out to everybody in the chat right now. If you want to say something or speak something, get in touch with Tracy or Dana. And don't be
Absolutely.
afraid to come out here and voice what you want to voice. It's
Yep.
important. Your voices are important. And this is a platform where you can actually do it.
Mhm.
And thank you for what you guys are giving us a means to do that, and I'll back you guys up all day long. I'll hold a camera and whatever. If I get the time, I'll do it. I'll do
How's
it.
the tripod working out? The
Oh yeah.
Oh
selfie
my
stick
God.
I started
Me
falling
and
in the wind.
technology.
thing.
Me and technology do not go well. I took like 52 pictures at the Canton police office that I didn't even know I took. It was at the street. It was at trees.
Oh my
That there's a little button
Yeah, a
on
little
the
button.
stick that you can pull off and you can
Yeah.
hold it.
Yeah.
And for some reason, it was really sensitive. I mean, it was cold out, so I don't know if that had something to do with it. But I kept on hitting it by mistake, and I took like a ton of pictures. But I'll get used to it. It worked out really well. I set it up. I had it in my car, and it worked out
Awesome.
well. It was perfect. So thank you.
Good.
Thank you.
No,
Wow,
thank you.
yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for doing
Yeah.
that. because it really does help us out. It really gets us out there and gets everybody, there's so many people watch your live streams, Dina. It's crazy. I don't know if you've looked at the numbers, but it's just insane.
No, and I don't know why, because I'm such a freaking train wreck. It just
No,
maybe people
no.
like watching train wrecks. I have no
No,
idea.
they
but-
love you. They love you. You're awesome. You are awesome.
I just
We-
wait to be put down your shirt again. That's all I
Yeah.
Well, now you're in my bedroom. All right, we're gonna do this for 5 minutes. Everybody knows I love Aerosmith. All right,
Okay, check.
I'm gonna show you. I have like a little kid's bedroom, a teenage bedroom. Okay, so this is a famous picture of Steven Tyler.
And
it was-
now.
It was taken by Frank Pettis, and when I went out to Detroit, Michigan, Frank gave me this picture and he signed it to Dina from Frank Pettis. He was a famous photographer in Detroit area, and he took that picture.
Oh, shit.
So, all right, you guys are in my bedroom. So this
Hey.
this is my favorite poster of Steven Tyler. And
Oh,
it was
shit.
in Paris and stuff. So that's one of my favorites. And of course I sleep with a Steven Tyler, pillowcase. And
Of
this
course.
is frame stuff. This is before they were Aerosmith, they were the jam band. And we had a reunion and Tom Hamilton came out and played for us privately. And Pudge Scott was the drummer in this band, and he's the one that actually named me Dina Markin. So that's Tom Hamilton, Joe Perry, and Pudge Scott.
Oh, shit.
Then you got the Joe Perry project, and I roadie sometimes for Mark Bell, and he signed it. And then you got the Joe Perry project where David Hull was the bass player, so he signed that. And then you got Charlie Farron, who was in Fahrenheit, but also the Joe Perry project, so that's signed by him. And then Aerosmith did a concert out on Com Ave in front of their apartment building. They shut down Com Ave. And 30,000 people showed up there. I was there. This is what the radio station gave out. And that's Steven Tyler signed the Papagino's pizza box. And that's my 1325 Com Ave t-shirt. And that's my one-way street sign for the first song I heard from Aerosmith was One Way. And my Dina Markin hat. And then if you go over here, this is crazy. That's my Deuces a Wild tour run where I did 3 shows in Springfield. Then I flew out to Vegas, and Joe Perry gave me this pic. He was on stage and handed it to me. And it was during Dream On. He handed it to me.
Awesome.
Yeah, and that's my original. It was taken down on Newberry Street. That's an original poster, an actual original one from way back in the day. And then you got, let's see, I got all sorts of shit. This is from their old tour manager, Kelly Kelleher, and he signed that for me. I'm friends with Kelly. I talk to him all the time. And this is part of the Aerosmith group I'm in, and it's all signed. And Ray Tabano signed this. And my God, this is from Kelly when he was on stage with Tyler. And he signed it. Love you. And this is the boys back in the day, the whole band. And
Nice.
my God, this is signed by Brad Whitford and Joey Kramer. Yeah, I'm a little bit of a Aerosmith addict.
Stop. Are you? I didn't even know.
So now you know how much I love the band. But anyway, I got more stuff. There's like signed books down here. Oh,
Wow.
and I'm actually in a book.
Oh,
This is the book I'm in. Rock Survival. Hold on, I'll flip it to my page. I'm on 181. Hold
Nice.
on. Hold on a second, I'll get it. 180. Hold on.
Yeah, right. Robin G. Dina's Aerosmith Museum.
Oh, people got way more than what I do. There I am.
Yay! There she is.
Oh, shit.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm
That's
on page
cool.
181 in Rock Survival.
Nice.
And then all these books are all signed by all the guys that did it. Aerosmith's old tour manager sent this to me for Christmas. That's the little.
wow.
he mailed that out for me. This is by Julian Gill. He did another book too, and oh my God! Like, hold on a second. I'll show you one more thing. Hold on.
Dina's like, I got a drum kit in the back
Yeah.
room.
Yeah.
Oh, these are all my like concert tickets and souvenirs from all the concerts I've been to. Hold on. That's all Get the Let Out. They all signed it. These are all my passes backstage at the House of Blues for Joe Perry and stuff. And I mean, I got Boston Calling. I got Cheap Trick gave me their picks, and you know,
Yeah,
I'm a
good.
little uh I'm a little bit it's like a teenager's house. I live
Yeah.
by myself, so I have all that crazy shit. But anyways, that's where I got my name Dina Martin from, all of them.
Nice.
So
I love it.
but anyways, enough of that. I
What a
adore
bad
you
Dina.
guys, and I hope you guys feel better soon.
Thank
And
you.
everybody, we ain't got no quit. I said that to Alan Jackson yesterday. When he got out of the car, I said to him, "Oh, a little bit cold here," and he was like, "Oh my God." And
Yeah.
I said, "Yeah, but we ain't got no quit, Alan." And he goes, "You guys ain't got no quit."
Yeah,
You
he
know,
knows
so
that. He
it
knows
was
that.
good. It was good. So, anyways, I got work in the morning. I love yous all.
We
Free
love you.
Karen Reed. Turtle Boy got a huge win today. Thank God. Um, Justice for Sandra Birchmore. We want some information on Enrique Delgado Garcia. I mean,
Yep.
there's so much. But I love yous all. Have a good night.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Dina.
Dina. We'll talk
You.
soon.
I'll see you
Bye.
soon.
Have a good day
Bye.
at work.
Dina's awesome.
That was fantastic. We love Dina.
Yeah, we do.
She does. She really does so much. I mean, we appreciate, I say it to her face, say it every time I talk to her. Like, we really truly appreciate what she does for us, for this channel, for everybody. It's incredible. It really truly is.
Okay, let's get to what we have to get to because we missed a bunch of stuff.
Okay.
What did we have? What is this?
Oh, that's coming up. So our friend Michael Proctor has his post commissions hearing. I believe it's on the 15th. So we'll find out. That's just his picture. Just look at that mug.
Look at that mug.
So he's going up against in front of the post commission to basically find out if he's going to be canned or not, from my understanding. So I hope the hell he is a piece of shit. He needs to be all done.
Yeah, he needs to go away.
So so keep an eye open for that. So that's next week. That's next Wednesday. So a week from today, we should hopefully hear something back. I don't know if they make the decision right away or if they have to take it under advisement like Auntie Bev or whatever the case is. But we'll see what the hell happens. But hopefully he gets what's due to him.
Yeah. I actually have some information about the there's a Justin Root standout. Oh, now I'm like, sorry. My compute, where is it? There's a Justin Root standout. Let me find it.
Please hold.
Please hold. Come on. Here we go. Let me share the screen with you. If it would open, that would be great. Okay, hang on one sec. It's modern technology.
I know, right?
It's, hold on. I got it.
Look at that. Look at you go.
Look at me go.
You're like a professional.
I know. So, can you guys see that? Is that happening?
I'm going to see. Hold on. It's like an 8-second delay.
Yeah, okay. At any rate, there's a 5th annual vigil for Justin Root. It's February 7th. It's 9:15 to 10 a.m. It's 1 Boylston Street, Route 9, Chestnut Hill, by the Chase ATM. So if you can get out there on the 7th, it's the 5th annual vigil. So, that family is still looking for justice for Justin's horrible murder.
Yep.
So if you can get out there and support that family, that'd be great. I also have another one that I would like to share.
And if you don't know a lot about the Just, well, you're looking for your next thing. But if you don't know much about the Just on case, we had Jen, his sister, and Beatrice on a few weeks back. So check out that. It was really enlightening. What they told us, kind of clarifying a lot of the story that I was unclear
Yeah.
on. It was actually, it was mind blowing. It really truly was. I still even think about it, and I'm just like, I just can't believe any of that shit happened. So
Yeah, definitely check out the show that we had with them because it was really emotional and awesome and informative.
yeah,
So we also have this one, the Sandra Birchmore standout. It's going to be January 12th.
this Sunday.
Oh yeah, I can't believe
Yeah.
what's going on. The fact that it says 2025 is really ugly.
Yep.
But that's this weekend, 1, 2, 3, across from the Stoughton Town Hall. And again, it depends on the weather too. So keep your eye on that. What else? I just wanted to make sure we got everything because there's a lot going on.
Yeah, Sunday should be a go for Sandra's thing. It looks like it's going to be a balmy 37 degrees.
Ooh,
out.
actually, that's
And
quite warm.
and sunny.
For these.
Yeah, for these time of year.
And before we go, I just want to mention, I know that you guys, I had posted a GoFundMe on the Resistant to Silence page a few weeks ago regarding a family friend, David Finnerty. He was actually accused of a crime he didn't commit. And his family has gone through 4 years of dealing with this bullshit. And financially, they're hurting. David has a wife and 3 little girls. And they're actually, David's wife, Jennifer, is going to try to come on the show next week so we can get a little bit more information of how this has impacted the family. Like I said in the post, I've known this family practically my whole life. Our parents were friends. I was best friends with David's sister growing up. And, you know, it really means a lot to me if we could get some support for them because, you know, Rachel Rollins is involved. You know, it's just videos missing, that kind of thing. You know, David was accused of this crime and he wasn't even there. So hopefully Jen can make some time next week to come on, and it's a hell of a story. So hopefully you guys are around for that. So I just wanted to mention that.
Do they have a Venmo thing set up?
They do have
asking.
They have a GoFundMe. So let me try to put that in the chat.
Yeah, I'm not super familiar with the case, but I know the family through, growing up in town, that type of a thing. And
they're wonderful people.
Yeah,
They're wonderful people that do not deserve this. I mean, they're just a wonderful, wonderful family.
And where would this happen? Would this happen at again?
He was a sergeant, and he was an MBT transit. He worked for the MBT Transit Police. So I'm assuming it was in Boston.
Okay. So,
but we'll get more info as Jen gives it to me, and hopefully can come on.
Yeah, so we're hoping to have her on next week's, which will be good. I kind of like, I say but going into these things a little blind sometimes is really good just to digest it. Like with the Justin Root case, having Jen and Beatrice on, giving their take and their direct input. Really kind of opened my eyes really wide. So if we can get her on next week to discuss this, then, it'll be more of the same. Definitely something, there's so much corruption out there, and we're all making noise. We're all trying to shed light on it. And that's what we're here to do at this point. It's kind of like our calling started with Karen and her case and everything else that was going on with that, and now it's kind of it's escalated. It's Karen and beyond, and not only to Justin and Enrique and John O'Keefe, Sandra Birchmore, all that, but I mean there's just so much that goes on. The town of Canton being just completely devastated on a regular basis. It's really it's sickening. So we press forward. We appreciate everybody here. And
I'm trying to get this link up and it's not, I have it like copied there, but it won't like send. Maybe it's too big.
yeah, it is. It's too long.
It's too long.
Yeah.
All right. I will put it in, are we forgiven? Oh no, I just didn't have to. I will put it in the Facebook, on the Facebook page right now, actually. And I will have it fixed by the time Jen comes on. So, so hopefully you guys can help that precious family out.
Yeah. So Cheryl, thank you for asking.
Thank you, Cheryl. Yeah.
Yeah, we appreciate it. We love Cheryl.
We love Cheryl. Cheryl's the
fantastic.
best.
Yeah, it's everybody needs help, with these cases. I mean, you look at, people going to court, Peter Murphy, Whitey, everybody, Rich Schiffer, everybody's going to go to court and fight these battles that are unnecessary. The fact in this case here now is he wasn't there.
He wasn't even there. And they had the evidence, but they didn't submit it. It was literally him not being there.
Yep.
And it was just a complete and total, yep, this guy did it. It was just, and 4 years of this,
Yep.
and they're financially strapped. They got 3 little girls.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
No, he's not locked up, is he?
Oh God, no.
Okay.
The case was eventually dismissed, but after 4 years and all those lawyer fees and things like that. But what we're looking for now is just help, financial help for them. They were able to have an okay Christmas. They have 3 little girls, and it's heartbreaking that any of this even happened. So I'm like taking forever. I'm sorry to post this. All right, it's on. I just posted it to our Facebook page, and I promise that I will get it up and running.
Outstanding
For the show next week.
You're like a computer wizard.
Yeah, I'm like sweating.
Getting
It was very stressful.
Let's see. Going to this here, I want to see if we just missed anything.
All right.
Oh, speaking of Cheryl, are you still here in the chat?
Yes, she is.
Okay, Cheryl, I owe you one, so I'm gonna do this now because it's been so. We talked about the kids earlier, and I want to just kind of do this real quick. We do the Q&A with the kids of the movement, and this is the last submission I had received. And Cheryl, I appreciate you sending this over. So it's been a long few weeks off, and everything leading up to Christmas and the holidays has been chaotic. So I never got a chance to play this one. So I'm going to skip the intro, but this is basically the version of Kids Say the Darndest Things, in a sense, but also just to make aware of how much the kids really know and pay attention to what's going on around them with pertaining to this case.
And this kid is such a cutie. Yeah. Oh my God.
So this is Ellie.
What is your name?
Ellie.
How old are you?
8.
Do you know who Karen Reed is?
Yes.
How did you learn about her?
My grandma.
Can you explain the Karen Reed case to me?
So Karen Reed thought she ran over her husband, John O'Keefe, and now everyone is telling her she's guilty or she's innocent. That's all I know.
Okay. Do you think Karen Reed is innocent or guilty?
Innocent.
Do any of your family members support Karen Reed?
My mom, my grandma, my sisters, probably like everyone.
Do they talk about this case all the time?
Yes.
Does it drive you crazy, or do you like to hear about it?
Sometimes it drives me crazy, sometimes I hear about it.
What do they do to show their support?
They go protesting and yes.
Do you understand why people support Karen?
Because people want to tell Karen that she's innocent so she can continue with her life.
Okay. Have you ever been to a standout or protest?
Yes.
Where?
Near courthouse.
What did you first think of of what you saw when you got there?
So it was actually pretty fun because I saw other kids my age, and yeah.
Have you ever stood out somewhere and held a sign?
Yes,
Where?
at the courthouse.
Do you have a favorite sign?
No.
Have you ever been to the courthouse?
Yes.
You already answered that, didn't you? Do you know the name of the award-winning journalist who broke this case?
No.
Do you know what the First Amendment is?
No.
Do you think it's okay for people to be able to show their support for things they believe in?
Yes.
Have you ever talked to your friends about Karen Reed?
Yeah.
Has learning about the case taught you anything important?
You always tell the truth, and so you don't have to be guilty for anything.
Have you ever met Karen?
Yes.
Karen might watch this. Do you have anything to say to her?
You're innocent, and that's really all I know.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ellie.
I mean, how cute is that? She is just beautiful
I'm telling
and
you.
smart. Oh my God.
Cheryl, thank you very
Thanks,
much.
Cheryl. Speaking of Cheryl, just want to give her a shout out because she donated $20. Said, glad you're back. Happy New Year.
Cheryl.
Also, Christina Shepard, Tina,
Hi,
thank
Tina.
you for the $10. I'd miss my fellow warriors. SD, girls, paid $25. You said, great show with our girl Dina and our Peter Murphy. Love you, T&D.
Oh,
And Cheryl Walsh, Cheryl with an S, paid $20 for Dave. Thank you. I'll send that along to David. I really
outstanding.
appreciate it.
Oh, good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, you guys are awesome.
Yeah, I just got to chill. Thank you so much. It means so much to me. All right.
Yeah, oh, look at Minion Mike. I don't know if he was
Hey.
here earlier. Hey, what's up, bud?
Hey, Mike.
Oh, speaking of it, I got to throw this real quick too because I totally had forgotten as well. I owe somebody a quick one of these.
Oh, yeah. Hang on.
Hey now. Free Karen Reed. Hey now.
That, of course, was our Kurt,
That was Kurt. Hey now.
who made this beautiful sign behind us
I'm telling you.
and is a great supporter of our cause and channel. And
Yeah.
this is our
Sends
Kurt
the,
Duck.
the Kurt Duck.
Quack, quack.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
thank you, Kurt.
Yeah,
Always
Kurt.
cracking us up,
Yeah.
keeping us positive.
He sends me a video like every week, the new Hey Now videos. Hey, if you want to use this for the show, I'm like, dude, it's part of the
Yeah.
show now. Like I gotta at least throw the one that I think they're priceless. 'Cause it's always Karen Reed related, and he always comes up with these ingenious ways to share the love.
Yeah,
so we
his signs
appreciate
are
it.
amazing. He's amazing.
Yep. Kurt was spicy yesterday. Yeah, we saw her. I heard Kurt was throwing a little couple bullshits around.
Yeah, you don't want to make someone like Kurt angry. I'm guessing.
Yep.
It's
It's
just one of those great guys.
Oh yeah. Oh, throw that one on.
Oh
too.
yeah, the Jim Barris thing.
So
Thanks, Timma.
yeah, Timma, thanks for the reminder.
Check this out. This was funny.
How rude.
Where is it?
How rude.
All
That
right.
one. Next one.
All right, check this out.
Driving through Canton. Look who I'm next to. Jim Ferris is rude. Jim Ferris is rude.
Oh my God, Kurt, this is great.
the
This is
greatest
good
thing.
stuff. Good stuff.
Oh my
You
God.
can't go wrong with that.
Freaking priceless. Yeah.
All right.
Jim
What else?
Ferris-
Jim Ferris is definitely rude.
he's so
With his
rude.
butt
Yeah.
hanging out the window. Good jerk.
Yeah. Oh, he's such a clown. So yeah, smoking his butts, window down,
Yeah.
doing his thing, riding this Was he riding a Prius? Is that a
Prius,
Prius?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
so
Something that's way too
Yeah.
small for
Yeah.
him.
oh, outstanding.
All right.
Anyways, yeah, so this is our first one back. So again, we're gonna hit the ground running.
Yeah, I didn't do a video this week also because I just didn't have time. And I'll put something together next week, I promise.
Yeah, we've taken some downtime, like we said, fighting off some illnesses and holidays and a whole 9 yards. So it's we're back in the swing of things, and
we ain't got no quit.
We ain't got no quit. So again, like Dina said before she signed off, anybody has any suggestions, we always try to solicit suggestions for the show, topics, guests, anything like that. Reach out. We're here for you guys more than or just as much, if not. I don't know what I'm trying to say. My head's in the cloud with this goddamn cold medicine. You know what I'm trying to say?
Dana's wasted on
fucking man cold.
Tylenol PM.
Man cold. It's already kicking in. It's like time to go to bed. But yeah, we're here for you guys, and we want to give this, give you guys a platform. So speak up. You have something you want to say, send it to us. If you don't want to talk directly about it, again, send us the topic. Give us some subject matter. We'll talk about it. We'll bring it up, and we're here. So let's do what we got to do.
Yeah. Awesome.
So that's all I got to say about that.
All right. On that note, we'll sign off.
Well, thank you all for being here.
Thank you, everybody. Like I always say, you could be somewhere else, but you're here with us, so we appreciate it. Good night.
I love seeing everybody in here, though. Look at all
I
these
know, it's
names.
awesome. I love
Outstanding.
everybody. We love you all.
Yeah.
All of you.
New names as well, too.
Yeah, love it. Love it. Thank you.
So welcome, all. Welcome in. Good night.
Great.